Peace, y'all. Welcome into another tea time. You already know the vibes. Divine Destiny. What you sipping on? I'm sipping on coffee. We back at it. Like a coffee addict, okay. This tea time is going to be specifically for or toward my divine feminine energies, right? And with that being said, no matter what you identify, there is divine feminine in all of us, but I will be leaning into the divine feminine energies right now. This one is for you, okay? So if you feel called to watch this video, there's probably something in here that you can know or grow from, but specifically we're with the divine feminine. So if that's something that you resonate with or identify with, stick around, stick around, stick around. All right, so jumping right into it. Today's tea time is going to be about how men, masculine energies, I'm not just gonna say men, but like masculine energies siphon from divine feminine energy. And I've seen this on multiple accounts. I've had my own experiences. I've literally seen it up close and personal in people that I've known. But what sparked this is I had a conversation with my sister the other day, and we were discussing just like why the divine feminine and divine masculine, or just like feminine and masculine energies, like what makes them balance energetically, like what is the yin and the yang to that. And then I got to discussing, we get into discussing. So my energy on the topic is that the divine feminine is the creator, right? Like biologically we're the creators. We have a creative womb space to create life, right? We birth things that are in the spiritual, we birth them into the physical, whether this be like physical babies or ideas or opportunities, like right things. We open new doors, create portals, channels, all of that. That is the divine feminine energy, right? With that being said, there are men who are not necessarily in their divine masculine energy, right? There are masculines who are not feeling called to step up to that divine level, okay? Who know that divine feminine energy holds that creative energy. And I can say that personally in a situation as someone I was dating, like he verbally out of his mouth communicated to me directly that he needed my energy. He needed me to create and to manifest and open up new doors. Okay? Sound like some very warlocky shit to me. Okay, however, it's not just warlocks, it is just the masculine energies, no, right? Like take for example the saying of like for every successful man there is a strong woman behind him. Why? Because that strong woman is the creative energy, the portal. Not to say that men can't step into success on their own, because obviously there are very successful men who don't have women, but do men that stay successful? Look at Denzel Washington. How long that man been successful? Okay, do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you really think about it, if you really look at the history of it all, it's hot in here, y'all. Girl is glowing. Anywho, if you really look at the history of it all, I'm drinking this hot ass coffee. Anyway, if you really look back on just like the cycle of reality, the successful men who reach that pinnacle of success and then get a strong divine feminine energy backing them, they continue in success, and their success is multiplied, right? If you look at the men who reach a pinnacle of success and then they get a feminine energy, but it is less than the divine, okay, it ain't there. It ain't that. 444 on my timer, right? They get one that a feminine energy that is not standing in her divine or honoring her divine femininity. They usually fall off in some way, or okay, divine masculines, this is for you, or she is siphoning off of him. Hello? And then either way, there's that downfall, right? But if a divine masculine who reaches pinnacle of success is sitting in his divine masculine energy and grabs, attracts, or calls in a divine feminine energy, she is going to amplify, to enhance, to uplift. They're going to do that for each other. So I guess this doesn't just have to be divine feminine. This is just divine feminine and masculine energy in general, right? The reality of it is the yin and yang, if you're standing in your divine feminine or your divine masculine energy, is we balance each other out, because the divine masculine, if you stepped in your divine masculine energy, you have reached some pinnacle of physical success, or it is coming towards you, right? Or you're working toward it. But either way, like, that's the motion. It just is what it is, right? If you're in your divine masculine, then you are rich in spirit, so it has no choice but to be that truth in the physical, right? And if you connect with the divine feminine, the yin and yang of that is she's the portal to help you create and manifest those energies faster into reality. But if either of us, divine masculine or divine feminine, falls into a relationship or connection with an energy that is not of the divine feminine or masculine, right? I don't want to use the word karmic, but that's really where we're at. Like, if it's not divine, it's karmic, truthfully. So if we find ourselves connected to an energy that's not the divine, we find ourselves in an energy that's karmic, masculine or feminine, right? It's going to siphon, to drain, to pull down, because that's what the karmic energy is designed to do. So it's important to recognize, okay, society, social media does a lot of like separatism, trying to separate like men and women, the battle of the sexes, right? And I feel like that is to cast confusion and illusion, especially to the divine feminine and masculine energies, so that you lose hope in feeling like there is a match for you, or there is an equally yoked energy for yours. And the reality is, if you are here on earth, there is an equally yoked energy to you. Your divine you, right? And if you're not with that energy, then you're probably attracting karmics, or you're sitting within yourself. But I'm saying, like, if you're attracting and you're in connection with somebody, if you're not in connection with your divine counterpart, you're probably with a karmic. There's a lesson to be learned there. But if you sit in there too long, there's a downfall there, because siphoning is occurring. And like, I've seen this in real life relationships, and I've seen it even like after. And I said this message was divine feminines because, like, I knew a woman, and she was married, and she had children with this man, and I would not say they were divine counterparts. They might have been karmics to each other, to be honest. Okay. But she was, they left, they got divorced, all of that. Okay. Ugly split, all of that. But she was allowing him, even after divorce, even after the ending, to be siphoning her energy. Maybe this is, like I said, it's both divine feminine and masculine, because this works for both. I just said divine feminine because the example I knew I was going to use in here was a woman who was being siphoned by a man because of the connection that they had. But I feel like when you're in a relationship and you don't know any better, when you're in connection and you don't know any better, right? Then that is the lesson to be learned. But once you learn that lesson and you continue to stay in that cycle, that's one thing. If you stay, you cut that cord and you get out of that cycle, right? You release them, but you're still checking up, lurking, checking in, like seeing what they got going on. They're still able to siphon your energy because you're sending them energy, even if they don't know you're watching them. Energy is energy. It's an energy exchange. If you're taking your time and energy out of your day to pour it into, or go scroll through somebody's Instagram page, so much so that you got to make sure you don't like anything because you don't want them to know that you were there, type shit. That's energy. You're expelling energy, and that is your target because that's what you're watching. So that's where it's gonna go. So these karmic counterparts, right? These karmic masculines and feminines, you're allowing them to siphon your energy even after, if you are still watching or lurking, even wondering if you're still giving them the mental or emotional space within your mind, heart, body, or spirit for any given reason. You're still giving them energy. And I know that's like easier said than done. Like if you just went through a breakup, like obviously you're gonna have feelings and emotions, but I think you have to allow yourself the space to work through those instead of allowing them to be a repetitive cycle that keeps you bound mentally, is what I heard, right? Because when you're mentally bound, even though you have physically made distance emotionally and mentally, they rule in your world and you're giving them that energy, whether you mean to or not, whether it's conscious or not. So it's very important to do the work to release that, even if like you have to stop yourself mid-thought and be like, you know what, I'm rewriting the script. This is what happened, and that's cool. That is what it is. I forgive myself. I forgive the experience. I forgive that person. I let it go. I call all my power and energy back from that situation and that person. I release it. You know what I'm saying? Call your energy cleared, cleansed, protected, right? If you block them, that's all I got. If you are somebody who's like, you cannot help but to go on your ex's page or your ex-friend's page or your ex-family member's page or your ex-co-worker's page, like it does not have to just be love. That's just the examples that I was using, right? No matter who you are, if you cannot help but to go and to scroll and to see what they're doing, like that cord is still there, and there is an attachment that you need to release because you're literally sending them energy. And if their whole goal was to siphon your energy, you're still giving them what you want, what they want, even though you're not connected to them anymore. And then you wonder why you tired, your head hurt, you don't have any motivation. It's because you're allowing your energy to leak out into somebody else's field. Your beautiful divine energy, that precious God-given energy. Do you know what I'm saying? You're freely giving it to somebody who you tried to let go of. So you have to do the work to like actually let go of them. This ain't even that, but like if you need some modalities or some tools to help you release some people, hit me up. All my info is in the description box below. It's literally what I do. Tap in with your girl. This really has been the message though. Don't be afraid to cut those cords. Don't be afraid to release those people mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, because it is only pulling energy out of you. Beautiful energy that you could be using to create, to attract, to radiate, right? So call all your energy back, protect yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and just stay on top of what it is that you're telling yourself and the mental and emotional cycles you're allowing yourself to repeat, because that is a choice and it is completely up to you. That has been the message. If you like this video, share it with somebody you think needs to hear it. Like I said, if you need anything from me, it's in the description box below. If you like my vibe and you want to travel with me, I am travel hosting. Okay, I'm taking my first trip to Thailand in March 2026. If that's calling to you, that info is in the description box below as well. And until next time, stay divine.